As a look does go long and over the top to Foxcroft. This set, Prendergast picks up, goes into the in-goal area. Skinner try to keep up with him and links up down on the right-hand side of the field. Flicks it around behind the veer. Well, that is unbelievable. Zanika Tanamu plays it, fifth and final touch. Tanamu takes it on herself. Yeah.
Good evening and welcome to round 4 of the Metro Cup. Tonight's matches will see Redlands taking on the UQ Rebels in a grand final rematch from last year, and that'll be followed by the Southern Storm and the Redlands women's team in the Women's Premier later on this evening. Before we get underway for tonight's matches, unfortunately we received some incredibly sad news during the week that one of our own, young James Newton, sadly passed away in a motorcycle accident. He was a regular here at the Metro Cup and has been for many years, and comes out of the Redlands Touch Club, where he has contributed on multiple nights as an affiliate referee. He's been a referee mentor and has always stepped up to assist the club in other ways when required. One of the nicest guys getting around the touch football fields. He's also gone on to regional, state, national level as a referee as well. His commitment to working with coaches and grow as a referee was something very prevalent in his life. Tonight we'll pause for a moment's silence, and there'll be a white shirt placed on the halfway line from Matt Lavery, one of the leading referees from Redlands Touch. We'll now head down towards the fields for the moment's silence.
Who tragically lost his life in a motorcycle accident earlier this week. In a moment, we will ask everyone to join in a minute's silence to acknowledge James's extraordinary contributions to Metro Cup, Redlands Touch Association, and the sport of touch football. Can we please ask our Field 1 referees and Premier sides to take the field? Our teams and referees are tonight joined by Matt Lavery, who on behalf of James's family will lay a Redlands referee shirt on halfway to honour his commitment to the sport of touch football and all those who knew him. For those who do not know him personally, James was a passionate and dedicated referee who gave an extraordinary amount of his time to our game. While he was a proud member of Redlands Touch Association, James was also a regular and highly valued part of our Metro Cup referee group. James worked tirelessly on the field to provide the highest standard of refereeing and continually sought to improve himself and to support his fellow referees. James was not only admired for his professionalism and commitment on the field, but also deeply valued off the field as a friend, mentor, and positive presence within the referee and wider touch community. His generosity of time, his willingness to help others, and his love for the game left a lasting mark on all those who knew him. At this time, we ask you to join us in observing a minute's silence in James's memory. May this be a moment to reflect on the impact he had, the friendships he built, and the service he gave to our sport. Thank you. 2 minutes, players and referees, 2 minutes.
Yeah, incredibly sad news this week, and we pass on our condolences to James's family, friends, and everyone who he touched in the touch football community. It's no doubt a lot of people that have been impacted by this tragic loss, and there's moving scenes out on the field. James' parents out there tonight, but we get into the action. Kyle Leggett's with me this evening. And fitting that we do have two Redlands teams tonight playing. We'll see the teams both with black armbands on, as well as the referees this evening paying their respects to James as well. But a grand final replay tonight, Kai, and who will forget what happened last year in that grand final replay, in the grand final match, I should say, with Redlands coming back out of absolutely nowhere to take the title and knock off the UQ Rebels.
Mate, they were dead and gone, weren't they? They just found a way to come back, and this game will definitely be one for the history books. Both of the teams will expect to come out quick, but there'll be a little bit more passion from the Redlands guys this evening.
For the Rebels, there's been a couple of players that have been missing for the start of the season, but a couple of big inclusions for them tonight. Blaze Prendergast comes in, Jake Notley comes in, Lockie Pearce in the lineup as well. So might be timely. They would have circled this one here when they were going to come up against Redlands. A few more big names coming back in tonight.
I reckon this game would have been marked off on the calendar probably 360 days ago. The three players you get back, they're high quality. They're going to bring a lot to the field. They're going to bring a lot to the team as well. So it'll be very, very interesting to see how this one goes.
But the defending champs, some start to the season for them. They've gone 3-0 to kick this one off in good form. Quite the opposite to what we saw in last year. They actually started the season quite poorly and were very slow. They limped their way into the finals and went on a run late to take the championship. And the Rebels on the far side of the field will make their way out. 6-3 in front at halftime. They were in that grand final. It went to extra time, which plenty of drama in there as well. We saw Jimmy Hegedus go to the bin just prior to Redlands scored, and a 3-on-3 drop-off, and Redlands won the title. What do we see tonight? I reckon we might have a good game on our hands. Now, here is Bell, who has that beautiful right to left, and Courtney just quite couldn't get his hands cleanly around that. Positive start, though, from the Rebels there with their first touch of the footy.
Absolutely. Look, they started really, really well with that little splitter set up there in the middle, and as soon as you see Notley with the ball, you kind of get scared. Don't matter who you are. He becomes a real problem, and he'll be a problem for 40 minutes for them.
Redlands now with Bradley Russell. James Price, good meters, gets them over halfway. Jacob Hall, really impressive last week again for Redlands. He's in a purple patch at the moment, is Jacob Hall. This time looks to go leak ball to the skipper, Dave Richards, goes behind his shoulders. Yeah,
end-to-end footy to start off with. We saw that little, as they were coming towards the sub-box, a little dummy runner through there. It really got them that extra 20 metres, and Pricey kind of took off with that one. Got them on the front foot for their fifth and last play for the 4-on-3 pickup. But as we see here, UQ seem to be coming out of their end a little bit easier as well.
Here's Tom Eddy through the middle. Lupton, the English international, playing short and pushing the pass on the last one there. 3 referees tonight. We got Zach Jenrick and Campbell Mueller's made his way on field. John Hamster over the far side. Here's Hardwick back into the lineup tonight. As home steadies the ship through the middle. Early release between the Russell brothers as Bradley tries to take it right to the defensive line.
Yeah, they're trying to plead for a 6 again there, but you can't really plead for it when you throw it straight into him. So, but it's really good end-to-end footy at the moment. Just a little bit of complacency to give that penalty away, and Campbell is never not going to blow his whistle there. So, end-to-end footy, which is what we like. See if they can do it for the next 36 minutes.
Here comes Lockie Pearce on to the field for the first time tonight. They slowed him up. And coming into the last, the Streeter brothers stretch it out. Pearce still does a good job to get away from one. Create a half chance on the back of it. Now, Russell, it was Bradley singing it across to Griffiths. Players being called offside. Redlands take the advantage. There's Rolfe, plays it on the last touch. Hall gives it early to Price. And comfortable in defence. Jackson Streeter makes the touch.
Yeah, they seem to be covering that pretty well. They're getting off the field really well at the moment, the Redlands, and fortunate mistake there for UQ coming out of the line, but they just seem to be getting on too much of a roll, and the box on this side for UQ will definitely have to watch that a little bit more in Nick Foxcroft. So keep watching out for the next 10 minutes and see if that has any impact.
Best opportunity for Redlands so far here in the first half. Full set to work with. They're on the 7 already as Price hops, skips, jumps, tries to get on the outside of Jackson Streeter. Comfortably makes the touch. Price plays it again. Hall
Oh my God.
shows it and goes himself. And Jacob Hall is all high fives as Redlands cross to score the first.
Yeah, you expect them to go one up early doors, I think, the way they're playing at the moment. They're just playing red-hot brand of touch football, and you see Hall, he comes in for the splitter play and sells the lollies, and the middle opens up again, and they've gone to him 3 times to start off with this evening, and I think that'll continue to go that way.
Madden was Riley, now it's Jacob. We've got plenty of brothers galore on both sides of the field again tonight.
Family fair, isn't it?
It is. Bell turns the ball over.
I don't know about that. I think Adam pushed that forward a little bit more. Learnt that off a S. McAllister back in Queensland 14s, I think, but got them the penalty they needed.
We don't teach that sort of stuff.
That's rich.
Here's Rolf playing it on the 7. They're getting up and early on Price. I know he's a danger man. And a handy little leg up for the Rebels.
Just complacency, really. I think we're 5 minutes into the game, and it's 1-0. It's going to be like this pace for the rest of the game. So it's 35 minutes to go. See if they can hold up.
Lupton as Walker looks to dance. No options there coming into the last. Russell down the sideline was Brad. It's Hall. It's him over the halfway line. Corey and late switch coming back in. Just had to hold on to that one. Campbell Rolfe. Now up in the line is Jackson Walker with space in front of him to work with. He's looking over the shoulder. They come back at him to make the touch.
He's on the treadmill for the first 5 or 10 metres there. If he gets that cleanly facing the right way, he'd be very hard to catch.
Just getting their players into position. Made a couple of changes. Jackson Streeter comes across. Notley from half goes short. And they come in on Nick Streeter. Have a little look up at the referee. They're happy with the contact. Notley will switch in Jackson, who just must have copped a touch on the chops. Now Nick Streeter sends it. Lovely ball out of the hands. Courtney tries his luck down the sideline.
Gets it to where it needs to be. Furthest away from this box you can possibly get it, the better.
Here's Corey. The start to the season, he had a couple of try assists last week. And Adam just getting caught up there. Comes back to play it on the 10-metre line. Richards smartly just picks up and goes. Worth a crack on the 5th.
Absolutely. Nothing on, just run, isn't it? Something like that.
Walker back on the park. Skips on the outside as Richards comes back towards him. Riley Madden plays it. Prendergast, beautiful out of their hands, and it's a great hit back there for the Rebels. Blaze gets his first good look, and he puts the icing on.
It was exactly what they needed, wasn't it? Straight into their line. They got a really good sub on as they come back in for a half. They pick up, and Prendergast, yeah, known for that well, and it's on an absolute dime. Take notes.
And Sam Thomas, the try scorer, has had to catch and put down.
It's easy when it's like that, isn't it?
A winger's dream. And looked up at 1-1. Penalty coming here for Redlands.
Just not moving forward quick enough there, I don't think. Playing around in the middle with it a lot. Definitely looking to go Drew Price's way again.
Rolf feeds it to Hall. He'll come back out to the 7. A little look up to the referee. Just getting the comms there from Hamstra. Happy with the call here, Hall. This time he feeds it to James again, trying to skip on that outside shoulder. Riley Madden's there to make the touch.
If you remember back in week 1, they ran 7 sweepers to this side of the field and scored 5 of them in the first half. So you're definitely looking to run a lot of that tonight. Wow.
Brad going flat and hard. And Thomas, the try scorer, and popped up off the line. Now, this will be a penalty here to the Rebels. Brad Russell still making his way back on side.
Just a little bit sloppy there, getting out of the way of the ruck, and gave a penalty away to UQ as they come into their half and moving a lot easier now.
As Madden gets it outside the 7, they go short side. He puts the brakes on. They still haven't made contact on Jacob as Lupton sends it back out towards him. And they're claiming a no touch here. Play on's the call. Thomas again having another dig at the line. Must have been a forward pass.
Didn't look like he actually got him there either. So if it wasn't forward, he scores that.
The Redlands have been pretty good in their transition out of their end. Coming in towards the back part of the set now. Last touch. Home picks up, goes himself. Beautiful hands from Rolf and feeds it out into the corner to Griffiths. That is a good team try from Redlands.
Really good touch football there. Just knowing where the opposition is and just having eyes up early as they send the sweeper back. Everyone pulls corner and they go back short side. And the gap opens up in the link and it's the easiest to finish off. Redlands go up 2-1.
He's got a good feeling about it again. This grand final replay from last year. A little tighter in the first half than what we saw in the GF. Oh, good hands from Courtney, but it has gone forward.
They've run that move twice now in the last 2 minutes, and it actually comes down to where this Redlands link is, and they're making them throw it. And every time they've thrown it, it's either gone over the wing or it's been a forward pass. So that's the pressure they need to keep applying and keep it making UQ throw that ball.
It's a mistake from Redlands coming out of their end of the field. Sees the Rebels get the footy back. Notley, lovely ball to Prendergast. Walker! And they came back at him. And claiming for a repeat set, and that must have been what held him up from getting over. He gets clean ball there. He goes straight over the line.
Absolutely.
Prendergast now dancing out. Now look short side. Notley off that left foot. Adam Russell. You can hear the alarm bells came back in from the inside, but there has been no contact made. And Prendergast scores one of his own.
Yeah, he's all over them at the moment, Prendergast. He just seems to make gaps out of nothing. As they took him short side. We'll get to a replay shortly, but it was just clean football. Really clean football, and you can't give him an inch of room, otherwise he'll take a mile. And yeah, Rebels hit back.
Yeah, it's been some first half of the year for Blaze. Made his debut in the Australian Mixed Open team. As now we see Hall take them on straight away.
Wow.
Well, they fell asleep from the restart there. The UQ Rebels. Redlands. Lovely try.
From the back pages of the playbook. This one, they go out for a little switch, or we used to call it a switch option, and I'm going to use the words back in my day. That was a little while ago. But they just seem to drag that middle and make him move enough, or not enough in their case, and gap opened up on the link.
And Griffiths, 2 tries already here in the first half. Redlands back in front. 3-2. And the Streeters in the middle as Bell. Short ball and a beautiful short ball. Well, they know how dangerous he is. He's already shaped and ripped one long from the opening tap-off in this game. This time he plays it short. Sold it perfectly.
Absolutely, yeah. Kalen Bell just gets this ball off the splitter here. Shapes to go long and just sells everyone chocolates. And just big gap through the middle, and just Price wasn't able to get there, unfortunately, and just seems to be a bit of ping-pong touch footy at the moment.
Nick Streeter, the try scorer. Look back up at threes. And Corey Russell, nothing on option, but held off him. He's able to release out to Hardwick. Now taken.
Run.
And Pearce feeds it straight away. Foxcroft has acres of space in front, and Pearce is going with him as well in case he's needed. He's not. The Fox, all smiles. Goes the distance.
It's a great lane there, picked by Lachlan Pearson. To be quite honest, I thought he's done the Pride of Jenny, just taken off. No, he was home. Just didn't back himself there, but he's lucky he's found a very good pace there in Nick Foxcroft, and they hit back at a really important time.
Oh, back yourself, Piercy. He looked quick as. He was in front.
Lost speed, he reckons. No. Cleanest lane you'll see pick. And doesn't go himself.
Rebels now are in front as Rolf feeds it short. Oh, it's a dead set try-thon at the moment. Now Adam Russell, he gets in on the act as well.
Just back and forth. It's so low here. They get the wrap around and go back towards the middle. Pick up, go short side, and this just wasn't able to compete. And the link just makes that slight hesitation from coming in. Maybe there's no communication from the middle there, but it's got its back and forth. It's like a tennis match, mate. It's good to watch.
Nick's getting a bit sore.
Not from old age.
Oh, I'm sure that's contributing as well. As now Walker feeds it to Courtney. And they're going to point to the spot.
That's a great ball. Tell you what, they set it up this way again, and I said it 5 or 10 minutes ago now. They'll keep throwing this little splitter play in, and eventually they'll nail one. They back themselves, UQ, just to keep running it, and they've thrown an absolute seed there, and God, he finishes well.
It looked like there was contact made. And I must admit, I didn't see the lead up to see whether he was short of the line.
It's one of those 50-50 ones you want to go your way.
Here's Rolf, has to put the brakes on. Price will play it for him, and they earn the penalty. Repeat set here for Redlands as the clock winds down here in the first half. Still a chunk of time left, though.
I don't reckon he's got that.
Oh, through again. This is unbelievable. Counter off this time.
Slow down. We can't keep up here. Give us a break. We go to the middle, set up really clean. Just get that separation. The link comes up in enough. That inside save in middle just wasn't there. Never made the touch there. God, can they slow down at least?
10 tries in the first half. And I've got a feeling there's going to be a few more to come.
At this rate, we're going to get to 20.
Eddie Notley, look at that evasion. This time tries to feed it to Lupton. Richards came back in. And Redlands straight back onto the football.
Yeah, they've found some legs here, Redlands. Really good subset here just to get them off.
And there's some contact here. And a bit of chat as well.
There's plenty of chat. It's still going.
Well, we made mention of this. I'm pretty sure it was in the grand final last year as well. This is typical Redlands play. I made mention James Courtney is probably the nicest player in the whole world of touch football, and they went at him. And I remember talking to Corey after that, and they said, well, if we could upset him, we were going to upset the rest of them.
Yeah.
So it was a dead set tactic.
Yeah.
And they had a couple of little words there as well as Courtney made some contact on
Yeah.
Corey coming over the sideline.
You don't get much nicer, unfortunately. And problem is, though, you poke the bear there, you're going to get it. Wow.
Now Adam just sinks it out as Griffiths.
Off a standstill.
And that just kind of sums up what we've seen so far in the first half. It's just tries and space just seems to be popping up out of nowhere at the moment as Hall tries to burrow in underneath. We're used to seeing these teams work to a little bit of structure and scoring off the back end of sets, but they're just seeing space in front and playing footy at the moment.
What is structure? Run.
Now Hall, but a good work on the inside. Eddie sticks his hand up.
Did very well to get back there, Tommy Eddie. They're going for the fifth and last here. They go for a middle link setup.
As Hall feeds that link again, and there's the touch from Thomas, and you can see the crowd in the hill on the background as well. I think there might be a few UQ supporters up on the hill. They're getting behind their boys here.
Plenty. Right beside them, you've got the Colts Prems team definitely keeping an eye on this game, knowing that they are going to be full well into the picture coming back into the half end of this season. No.
Oh, yeah, it takes a deflection, falls into the hands of Bell. Repeat set. And just over a minute to go before the half. We're locked up at 5 tries apiece. Walker, sharp on his feet. They still haven't been able to make the touch as of yet. And Redlands probably trying to manage the clock here a little bit.
Yeah, minute left. They'll be definitely trying to make as least amount of touches as possible here. Try and force them to make a mistake.
As the Streeters look short side. That'll wipe a couple seconds off as Nick has to come back out to the 7-metre line. And back in field, Walker having to reach for it. And Bell goes himself this time. The touch is made.
Link hole was open again. It's been open for probably the last 5 or so minutes. If they condition with that short ball as they go for that sweeper, come back to that short side, long ball again.
This time they make the touch on Courtney. Marcus Home
does very well to get there.
Redlands will get one final touch of the footy here in the first half. 20 seconds to go. His Home will play it. They're trying to ride him in the box. They want to have one last crack. And Nick Home now plays it.
Link.
Marcus back on the inside of Dave Richards. Just a little bit too low. And the hooter sounds, and that will bring to a close a very entertaining first half. 10 tries in total, nothing separating them going into the break.
Absolutely, yeah. It's a really high energy first half of football here in the men's Prems, and you're going to see it for the next 20 minutes as well as we go into halftime as we expected in a very tight affair.
Yeah, we're locked up here in the grand final replay. Redlands 5, UQ Rebels 5.
We're the Brisbane Metropolitan Touch Association, a touch football competition at Brisbane's best location. We're Australia's largest touch football operation, and everyone can play, no discrimination. A legacy dating back to 1973. Who could have guessed what this club could be? Intro through to rep programs, 800 teams a year, major events, and those who just come for a beer. We're players, we're coaches, we're administrators, we're volunteers, we're referees, we're coordinators. We range from 4 to 75 years of age, and we play together on the same stage. BMTA Mustangs, we're one herd, the home of touch football. Haven't you heard? White Hill Reserve in the heart of Camp Hill, from the heat of summer through the winter chill. Beginner to advanced, we are a community. You can play too. This is your opportunity. It's the fun, the fitness, the culture, the friends. 6 nights a week, touch never ends. It's the run, the step, the pass, the try. And it all stems from our why. People, place, performance is what we're about. BMTA is touch football, day in and day out.
We're at halftime here in the men's premier match, round 4 action. Grand final replay from last year. Redlands locked up 5 tries apiece with the UQ Rebels. We'll take you into the Redlands box now. And Coach Dave Marr, what do you reckon key messages in the box there for Redlands are?
Stop Jake Notley. He's going to be big for this second half. Him and Kalen Bell are going to be the ones that they're going to have to keep to an absolute minimum. But credit to them, Redlands are doing really, really well. You know, they're coming into the line, they're throwing different things at them, they're keeping them on their toes, and they just seem to be running away with that for that middle part of the first half. But UQ found a way with a couple of lanes and a couple of really good long balls as well.
Blaze Prendergast very good in the first half as well for the Rebels. They look pretty calm and composed though at the moment, Redlands. And if it They want to continue to go with a bit of a shootout here in the second half. I think they'll be more than comfortable with doing that. We got Women's Premier action coming up next. We'll see Redlands back out on the field. Southern Storm, first look at the Southern Storm, last year's runners-up. I think they've been runners-up in the last 3 or so Metro Cup seasons as well. They made another really strong start to the competition. Looking forward to seeing the girls in purple later on tonight.
Absolutely. It's tough being a bridesmaid, unfortunately. Hurts, but it means you got to the final. So the girls will definitely be looking to go one step further this year. Redlands, well, they've got a really good side this year. So it'll be very, very tough to beat them.
Yeah, looking forward to seeing that one. It'll be about 8:10 at the conclusion of our men's match as the boys get ready to head back out here in this second half. It looks like the Rebels may have just shaken off some of those cobwebs. It doesn't look like there's any demons left in the bag after last year's grand final. We made mention of it in the first half. As you can see, one of their coaches there, Jason Boyd, giving the final instructions before the boys head out. Yeah, it was definitely one that got away from the Rebels. 6-3 at half-time. It was back and forth in the second half and some drama towards the back end when we saw Jimmy Hegedus get a period of time. Redlands scored, took advantage. Extra time period, 3-on-3.
It's everything you want in a game of touch football, isn't it?
It was one of the great Metro Cup grand finals, that's for sure.
One for the books.
30 seconds.
You're nearly willing to put money on that happens again.
Oh,
If you're a
wouldn't
betting
put it
man.
past them. You wouldn't put it past them.
Final score?
I'll stay neutral out of this. You can put your ones on the line.
Yeah, I might stay neutral too, just so I don't cop any flack from any people that might spray me.
So 5-5 here at the halftime break. I'm going to say it's going to be a draw at full time.
Why not?
15-all.
Bulk tries second half.
And give the fans what they want, boys. Don't put the cue on the rack. Do we get points straight away here from the restart? Redlands, strong combinations out on the field. There's Brad. Ooh, Jake had a good look at it there.
He gets half a hand more to that. He's down the other end in about 6 seconds.
We've already seen them come up with some pretty good defensive reads and pick some intercepts off. One of them came up with points. Foxcroft scoring in the first half. This is James Price asking some questions here of Johnny Hamstra. He's going to get sent back out to the 7.
And giving his marching orders back to the 7-metre line. He knows what he's doing.
Now Corey will play it. There's Brad, nice little sneaky play and falling in at the line. And Corey gives the ball back to Jackson Walker and goes, here you go, son.
Yeah, with a bit of authority as well too. Just wasn't really much happening in the middle there. They go back out to the link, bring him up in, commit him in the touch, and then do a little ninja bounce, and it just seemed to separate everyone.
It's the angle of his body as he catches the ball whilst down, splitting in between 2 defenders.
You can't teach it.
And what ended up happening when James didn't score, there was just gave a couple of seconds there for Brad and Corey to come together. They confirmed that play, they ran it, they get the points. There's now Pearce, looks to hit back, sends it back infield to Lupton, who loops one out to Courtney. And now ball pinballing around as it falls into the hands of Nick Home.
Yeah, they seem to have the leg up. I know they've probably only had a set each in this first half, but Redlands just seem to come out with a little bit more energy as they come out of the half here. Really good latch from Price.
Now Brad Russell, clean plan for Hall. He throws a lovely left to right, and there's been no touch made. Well, that was champagne.
Yeah, that's clinical touch football. Just that 4-on-3 pickup, and we've seen it for a little bit of the night there. This Tommy seems to get in a little bit, and the link just doesn't get in the lane. If he gets it in the lane, he runs the length. But that link hole's been open for the last 10 minutes now, and they've just happened to find one. And Redlands come out real hot.
Gee whiz, that was some pass. And Jacob Hall
Had some
is
mustard.
left to right, one of the best. Rebels need a response here. There's Madden. Looks like players, must have just got on the line.
He looked a foot short there, but I'm glad we're up here.
Nothing for Walker on the last. Here's Hall again doing more work. Rolfe feeds it. Richards out of the box. Nick Home gets it down for Campbell Rolfe as Rolfe now receives it back. Corey Russell picks up from half. Took it right to the defensive line, and Streeter did a good job just hovering around.
Just holding. Made the decision. Made the right one at the end of the day, but just did enough for his defenders just to get that little bit close to the ball.
Changes onto the field in this set now for UQ. There's Riley Madden.
7 on.
Yeah, I think our sideline referee is Zach Jenrick. He's seen something, pulled up and play. Bit of comms from Zach over there towards the UQ bench. Just letting them know what the call's for.
Letting him know his boss. I'm level 6, you're not.
And he's literally the boss around here as well, so they're not going to win any arguments from Zachy Boyd.
He's want to come back next year, listen to me.
Now out the back to Hardwick. They get up early on Russell,
That's
flat, and
questionable.
there's a lot of arms up in the air, and there's the groans from the crowd, and if the crowd's groaning, you know they're on the money.
Something's got to be wrong if the crowd's saying some words here. Couple of tins being thrown, which is good to see, but definitely the reprieve that UQ needed.
They're up and about in this set. Blaze gets it down. There's Riley. Early ball to Notley. Plays it within the 7. Bell shows it left. Comes back out to the right, but nothing there. Ball hits the deck. Straight back onto the footy now, Redlands.
Just this exit's been real clean. Real clean, real smooth. They managed to find the halfway line on 3. They get the penalty. Been doing that for the last 25 minutes, and if I was at UQ, I'd be sick of it.
Yeah,
I'd hate it.
Set completions have been really good from Redlands. I think there was only the one error coming out of their end in the first half. Apart from that, been pretty clinical.
You just got to find a way to stop that roll. Somehow get that third touch before the halfway line, because if they get it on third, on the halfway line, there's too much roll.
Now Russell looks to kick away. Back to Corey. They're throwing it around at the moment. Redlands looking to try and make UQ bite. Oh, nice late ball diving in at the line, and they get the penalty. The next best result there from Redlands.
Tell you what, they had those middle spread there. They're any more separated, and there was divorce files papered.
That's a good one, Kai.
Thank you. Some of my absolute worst.
That's
terrible.
Back yourself, son.
Don't
Back
invite me
yourself.
back.
Dave Richards now comes back out towards Corey, and they get up nice and early. Jake. They're going to come back for the penalty here to the UQ Rebels. And
10.
downfield you go.
He doesn't take much to get him on the wrong side. Unfortunately, when you're on John Hamster's wrong side, it's not a good place to be.
Oh, now Home is down, and Courtney is just taken off from half and links up with Lockie Pearce. Well, what has happened down the sideline? Interesting call. The Rebels are coming across and checking on Home.
I think there's a bit of claret coming out of the face there.
Want to cop one on the beak. Let's see if we can see what happened. He went down on the deck straight away. The try has been awarded. Let's take a look. So this will be the next touch coming. You can see Home there with his hand up in the air. Comes to make the touch.
Oh, yeah.
Just got one right in the face. And Courtney just picked up. And you can see Marcus' older brother looking down for younger brother there, concerned. UQ Rebels play to the whistle.
Gave him a big don't argue. He's not happy.
And you can see just on the bottom of the screen, the boys just still a little bit antsy about the call, and there is a bit of claret. Nick is right in front of us at the moment. There's more than a bit.
There's buckets full down here.
He's streaming out of the beak at the moment. We'll keep an eye on the young fella. Hopefully they can patch him up and get him back out there.
Actually looks broken.
I wouldn't be surprised the way he went down straight away. We'll keep an eye on him now as Home goes
Really good
again to
ball.
Griffiths, who did a great job to pluck it and get it straight back down on the deck. Charlie Griffiths with a hat-trick of tries tonight.
Yeah, it's just a really good setup here. Get that middle up, the link fades out. A really good ball from Jacob Hall again. Just hasn't missed this evening. Exactly what Redlands have needed. Now, a bit of update just down from below us. I can look at it, and the middle of his nose is at about a 90-degree angle from the rest of it. So I won't be looking at it any further if I don't want to see my lunch. But yeah, it's a tough break.
Literally.
I'm on one, eh? I'm on one.
It's a better recovery from you.
Thank you.
Now Notley just loops it out. And the late back on the inside. He's not in a good way.
No.
Right down the bottom of our comm box at the moment. And jersey's off. And that's being used to try and stop the blood flow at the moment. Poor young fella, as we see ball hit the deck here from Russell.
He wasn't too happy about it either. And I'm not sure whether he was too happy about how it was handled or how UQ carried on. But regardless, yeah, I don't think we might not be seeing him for the rest of the evening.
Now Foxcroft down the sideline. He's down on the deck. Riley Madden will play it coming into the last. Nice pick up from Blaze. It flicks it out the back. It will be a late pass.
They just seem to have the upper hand here, Redlands. Just seem to be able to doing a little bit more with the ball, just defending that little bit cleaner, not giving away many penalties. And as I said, this exit coming out of their own half has just been way too clean.
Here's Hardwick. Now Brad pumps over the top, volleyball, and they will come back.
Benny thought he just walked in for one of the easiest tries he's scored, but touch and pass back at the link, and tell you what, UQ need to get moving here.
Down by 2 at the moment. Halfway through the second half. Players starting to hit down on the deck. There's calls for 7 on, but they've played on so far. Referees all good with the interchanges. Pearce takes it right through to the line.
I reckon that little pass back into who it was supposed to go to and Pearce, he was actually meant for him. I don't think so. Bit more heat in this one now.
Yeah, it's gotten a little bit more spicy as we see Jacob Madden dancing around. Ball just a little sloppy in the play. The ball, that's a great ball to be able to thread it through. They were in strife there, the UQ Rebels. They can still work with touches in this set. Madden again. Eddie Lupton with space to work with, and they hold off him. And they look shot through the lead up there. You can see it unfold. He made the call, just run, and there was acres of space to work with.
Yeah, absolutely. Just gets this out ball here from Eddie, and then just happened to catch the middle a little bit flat-footed. Link just wasn't there quick enough, and game of inches. UQ strike back.
Yeah, they needed that one, the Rebels. And gets him back in. Only the one try separating the two teams after a pretty electric start here in the second half. Hall again behind the line. There's Price. Can't reel it in. Almost forward out of the hands.
They're throwing a lot at them now. UQ have seemed to find some legs here.
Ooh, and Adam had a bit of a look at it.
Bit more than a look at it, nearly bit it off.
Rebels reset. They'll go again. Riley Madden comes onto the field. As does Jacob. Prendergast flows on as well. The Southwest connection out on the field here for UQ. Blaze feeds it. Ooh, just out of the fingertips. Calls for forward pass here from the Redlands box. They come across in the end as again we've seen players getting tangled up. There's tackles, there's crocodile rolling going on. And pleas for penalties.
There has to be one there.
And that might have been a little bit of a get square.
This is good. I like it. Fair touch football should be. Maybe not that.
Now it might be starting to get a little bit too far from the boys. The referees, very experienced referees. They'll call things up here and get control
Back into the game if need be. They're letting it flow at the moment as we see Jacob Madden. Well, he left yesterday to make that touch. He was up that early.
Okay. I'll take notes.
Watch and learn, son.
Okay. Voice of Queensland touch, thank you.
Now Richards, he's almost held off him there. Again, we're seeing players down on the deck.
I'm still reeling on that. He left that early. He left yesterday. Okay.
That's early.
Yeah, it is.
Outside the 7, short side. Rolf off the left foot. Had a good look at it. It's Connor. He'll come back and play it.
Got to go for Jacob Hall again.
And he'll shape. This time they go out the back, and a nice read from Courtney. He scores plenty. He saves even more.
They just seem to find a little bit more momentum, UQ, and then get the penalty that they need to get to the other end. So there's a few more words being sprayed in the middle. Still plenty of time left in this game.
Yeah, you can see Zach Jenrick just coming in from the sideline. Both referees on. I think we're getting the captain's coming across. It was only a matter of time before we saw this happen. We just made mention the referees are going to get this game back under control. It's been a great game so far.
Absolutely.
We don't want all the little niggly stuff to start coming in and sending this one going south. Nice work from the refs.
That would be the listen to me, be quiet, I am the master type conversation John Hamster would have had then.
You don't mess with men in pink. They are running the show. Pearce, ooh, looking for a repeat. And yeah, not too sure whether there was any contact made. I think they might have got the right call.
A second touch too.
So just over 5 to go. Redlands, all the numbers out on the left. They'll get themselves back into position coming into the last now as Corey just sends it skywards to home. And it might have floated forward.
Nice little pitching wedge out there to the winger that was, but just that one little step back and absolutely let it rip. It just happened to go a little bit forward. It's the right play.
Now an error down their sideline from the Rebels. This just helps Redlands in front by 1 at the moment, under 5 to go.
Right, Redlands are vocal down here. Absolutely what you want with 5 minutes to go.
Here's Corey again, takes off. Well, it's lived up to the bill. The GF replay. A couple of players that were in the grand final last year. Not with the Rebels tonight, but still an extremely strong outfit again this year as Price looks to slap it across and out to Marcus.
Just probably a little bit more fatigue coming into the back of this one. We've had 37 minutes of fast touch football, and you know it's expected, definitely. Just need to see who finishes this game off a little bit quicker. That was questionable.
Yeah, more than questionable. Forward out of the hands there from Foxcroft. Just a timing thing.
It's not what they needed.
You can see Redlands now just controlling the tempo, controlling the pace. They'll control the clock as well. And they're down the right end of the field. Hardwick will play it. Bradley receives it back, sharp off the right foot. Adam wisely holds the ball. Still with a couple of touches to work with. Adam will play it outside the 7. Hall goes early this time to Brad Russell, who sends an amazing ball out, but it has gone forward.
I mean, if they scored that, I'm not here. That's an absolute seed to get it there to start off with, let alone throw it forward.
Body looked like it was in the wrong position as well, like right foot forward, trying to reef it back across the body. They come out of the hands beautifully.
Real contortionist stuff, mate.
Penalty here for the Rebels will help. 2.5 to go. Still only down by 1.
I'm definitely not out of this, Rebels. Need a good set here.
Lupton will play it. Walker shows it. He'll Concede, take it. Pearce fakes to go to Lupton flies through the air.
It helps when you're 6'7" and the link hole. That is an absolutely brilliant sinker ball as they come back here. Nothing really going on. So you get the middle up far enough, 4-on-3 pick up, and Pearcey throws an absolute delight of a sinker ball. And wow, it's got it all now. You want a grand final replay, you've got it.
Now Rolf in the half. Corey, left foot, loops it across. Courtney's there on Marcus Home. Last touch of the set. Price footwork. Looks to shape and switch back in. Corey Russell. Now a minute and a half to go. The Rebels with ball in hand. Need to get downfield. Notley skips across. Picks up some valuable meters for UQ. Bell rolls them down. Madden does the same. Blaze gets himself in the half. Gets away from one defender and Price is there to close it out.
Look at that roll. That was phenomenal. The best set out of the half that you could have asked for.
Rolf will play it shy of the halfway line. Brad Russell back onto the field. As Campbell Rolf will now play it. Last touch, were they onside? Referee Zach Jenrick says yes.
I mean, there should be another 10 metres there too.
I think they will pick it up. Well, Riley Madden's hoping that he will get the penalty. He's already marched himself up. And a period of time for Ash Hardwick. Now, this is on the reverse of what we saw in the grand final last year. It was Hegedus that got bin with only a few seconds left on the clock. So, 6-on-5 at the moment, and the Rebels, Prendergast has to dive for it.
There's 10 seconds left. They need something, and they need something now.
Redlands won't want to come up and make the touch. Prendergast decides to take off himself, and a big touch there from Campbell Rolfe. Hooters about to go. Last play of the game.
No.
And it finishes. Push and shove as well at full time.
We've made money then. We've both picked tie at half time.
How about that? Nothing separating these two teams. And it was fitting. We were locked up at fives at half-time. Less tries in the second half than what we saw in the first. As we see it, look at the try scorers. Griffiths getting 3 tonight. Lupton with 2. And that important second try locked up the scores in this game. What a match.
You don't get much better than that for a round match. Absolutely. 8-all when it was 5-all at half-time. Nothing to separate the teams. And just really good footy all round. I think I could have counted all the mistakes on one hand for that whole game. Really good.
Southern Storm and Redlands coming up next in the Women's Premier. We'll take a quick break. More to come here from the Metro Cup.
We're the Brisbane Metropolitan Touch Association, a touch football competition at Brisbane's best location. We're Australia's largest touch football operation, and everyone can play, no discrimination. A legacy dating back to 1973. Who could have guessed what this club could be? Intro through to rep programs, 800 teams a year, major events, and those who just come for a beer. We're players, we're coaches, we're administrators, we're volunteers, we're referees, we're coordinators. We range from 4 to 75 years of age, and we play together on the same stage. BMTA Mustangs, we're one herd, the home of touch football. Haven't you heard? White Hill Reserve in the heart of Camp Hill, from the heat of summer through the winter chill. Beginner to advanced, we are a community. You can play too. This is your opportunity. It's the fun, the fitness, the culture, the friends. 6 nights a week, touch never ends. It's the run, the step, the pass, the try. And it all stems from our why. People, place, performance is what we're about. BMTA is touch football, day in and day out.
Back here now for the women's premier match of round 4. We'll take a look at the Southern Storm lineup tonight. Last year's runners-up. They've got a strong squad together again this year, Kite.
Absolutely. There are a couple of really big names in there. You're going to look to, as I said before the start of this game, they're going to look to go a little better this year, but I reckon they can do it, mate. They've got the team to do it.
Yeah, and they've started the season well as well. 2 wins. They've had a bye mixed in there as well. Both wins 7-0. They've got points on them and haven't leaked anything as of yet. Their season last year was phenomenal. The only game they lost was the big one in the GF. They went undefeated, had a couple of draws mixed in there as well, but finished minor premiers, got the good run going into the grand final. UQ Rebels, though, we know the history that they've had. 4 Metro Cup titles on the trot that end up being for them. And in the previous 3, it was the Southern Storm that they had beaten in the big dance. Let's see if they can go one better this year in 25. The Redlands Muddies, strong lineup as well. And one of the players that was in the Southern Storm lineup, number 20, Chloe Nicola, her sister Charlie, has also come across to Redlands. So coming up against her former team tonight.
Absolutely. You want to talk about family affair, there it is. As you're talking about, mate, you got two really good teams there. Kim Susi will definitely lead the front with Kayla Maimai as well. So expect a really big showing out of this Redlands team again.
30 seconds.
Redlands, pretty good start to the season as well for them. They had the bye last week in round 3. They had a win and a draw. And a 5-4 win was their last match against the Gold Coast in round 2. Gold Coast has been good to start the season as well this year. Storm are out there on the field. They'll get the first touch of the footy as Redlands make their way out tonight as well. And if you are tuning in, you'll notice that the players and referees having black armbands on tonight, paying our respects to one of the local referees. He comes from out of the Redlands club, but also refereed out here at Metro Cup, young James Newton, sadly losing his life this week. Storm to get the first touch of the footy. Let's see how last year's runners-up start this one. Happy to throw it around in the middle at the moment. And taking a look for any chinks in this Redlands defence. Chadburn, footwork, come through. Nice looking to punch through the whole Lily Neal.
Little block play on the back of that there. It was good.
He's had a big year as well early. Lily Neal played some Origin footy. He's in the Australian Emus youth system as well, the Asia Pacific Touch Youth Cup earlier. A lot of the players out of the Southern Storm system with some representative duties earlier on this year, as Redlands now floating it over the top now to the fingertips there as Seymour, but they get the penalty back end of the set.
Yeah, really good run from half there from Kat Stevens. Just was able to draw that middle in a little bit further. They actually had 6 to go, so could have got it both ways.
Here's Seymour. They'll play it on the 7-metre line. They come back infield. Stevens back to Susi within the 7. Glacken from half. Nice ball out. Ball hits the deck. Off the fingertips now as the Storm gets straight back on the footy and get back to work.
Absolutely. Good attacking vision from both teams to start off this game. There's plenty going on, as you can see, as they come out of their half. It's really clean. Notice a lot of this game will focus on the subsets as they pick up, run from half, link hole there. Ball goes to ground, but you watch for the rest of this game, their subsets will be very, very clean.
Here's Stevens. Plays offside here for the Storm. And nice work from Sammy. She heard the call, picked up and went forward to get those metres yet again. Now coming into the back end of the set. And a nice touch from Sykes.
It does enough there. They've obviously got a few tricks up their sleeve with Jordan Dart as their coach with Adam Pride. There'd be plenty in that trick book, I would have thought.
Ball rolling around in the ruck, and Zoe Jenrick and picks that one up. Zoe's with Miriam Hansen and Brett Freshwater tonight. Now 3 officials.
Redlands will make a couple of changes here down the attacking end of the field. As they look at options, Nicola feeds it to Notley. And Tess will get herself in from half. Early ball, Mai out to Nicola. And Redlands touch for half a second there. I thought Zoe
She was
was
blowing the
gonna
whistle. Yeah, I thought that was it.
might have got a little call from the sideline. All the refs are mic'd up.
Are they?
Yeah, I believe they are. I believe they are. The boys definitely were in the previous game.
I was too busy looking at a bloody nose, I think, to actually focus on that.
Oh,
God.
here's Chadburn off the hip. And nice touch coming up there on Neil.
That's the setup you're looking for. That 4-on-3 setup gets the middles moving again and moving in the wrong direction. And they were able to create a little bit of a gap on the outside of the link. And fortunately, it didn't come off in the end, but it's the right signs to have.
Redlands shift straight away here from the first to get him over on their box side. And Storm, yeah, I was going to say, they look like they're maybe a step or two short. Good call again from Zoe Genrick. 3 referees are on.
It's 2 penalties so far from their set coming out of their half. They've just been able to get out really clean.
Seymour takes a couple of steps. They're on the back foot. There's players bumping into each other as Seymour just reefs it over the shoulder.
Wow.
And Glucken's there. They still have they pointed. Zoe does now.
Absolutely. Look, the dump here is the most important thing. That clean dump, the middle never gets back on side, and to see the half runs through and it's just able to find that middle waiting on the try line there. Really, really good to be able to have the nerve to slow down, make the touch, and keep that middle away from the ball.
So Redlands get the first points on the board here in this women's premier match. Southern Storm, first try they've conceded so far for their Metro Cup season here in 2025. There's a quality one of that as Forbes leaves it behind.
It's a nice stat to have when you're 4 weeks into a tournament, isn't it?
Pretty handy. There's a bye, we'll say there is a bye thrown in there. This is their 3rd match so far.
Bye's as good as a win, isn't it?
Absolutely, still get the points.
Week's annual leave.
Coming into the back end of the set now. And they'll come back for a touch and pass. Summer Pride taking it right to the defensive line. The crowd is hanging around the hill. She's up and about tonight.
He's humming up there. Plenty going on. Better coming out of their set. That's a really good away set there. Just getting enough room for everyone to come on the field, and they've got 6 subs straight in the middle.
Yeah, it's been a good start to this game for Lily Neal. She's been heavily involved as the Storm through Emily Ward, who made her debut for Queensland in the Women's Open at the State of Origin Series in June, and now Redlands come up with a mistake. There's nobody at home down their right-hand side of the field, and Rousel heads in that direction now. Redlands having to get on the skates to get back across. Here is Emily Ward, yet again. Plays it on the 7, they split through. Neal comes off the right foot. And they can't get it down cleanly for some phase.
Phase.
Wow. We're bringing all the goodies out tonight.
I tell you what.
Well, what are you kids calling it these days?
I
Something
don't know.
different?
I'm your age, mate.
Mate, I'm thought I'm out of the trend. Which is easy to happen because all these things that used to be called this are now called something else, and it's hard to keep up.
Now you try moving from CQ to Brisbane where one move has 4 names.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Yep, much simpler out there in the bush. Just run hard,
Run,
tackle
don't stop.
hard.
Yeah.
Now Redlands turning it over. A couple of little errors starting to creep in, both teams.
must admit, playing conditions perfect again tonight.
It doesn't look like it has the last couple of weeks. The last couple of weeks, you probably get to this time, you'll probably see a bit of dew falling around, getting a bit cooler, but starting to come into spring here.
Yeah, I'm hesitant to say the last few weeks I'm like, no, winter is done.
Yeah.
It is out the back door. We're having beautiful days here in southeast Queensland,
Great
24 degrees, but there's usually just that last little tap of winter on your way. You think you're done, and then you just get a little
Yep.
around the back.
A little. There we go.
Mm.
And then the sinuses start.
Oh, and the magpies start coming out, mate. Oh, God. Magpie swooping season.
Don't start me. It's a trap.
Good meters and roll downfield. And Susie Speed just picks up and goes. The former Australian skipper. And links up nicely in the corner. What about that one from Kimmy?
Yeah, not many can run her down, that's for sure. Redlands were just able to get enough of a roll into the half here. CC picks up, goes short side, and if you can keep up with her, you're doing very, very well. And was able to find another Redlands player in the middle in Chloe Nicola. I'm on fire tonight, but so are the Redlands.
Yeah, that was nice. Sees him go up by 2. Here's Sykes. Definitely another player to watch this year for the Storm. As is Meg Muir, had a really good State of Origin series, making her debut in the Mixed Open. Strong series from Meg. Even found herself playing in the middle in periods and throughout matches. The 3-game series against New South Wales more than held her own.
Just some really good touch football being played at the moment for other girls. It's very pleasant to watch. It's very clean. There's not many mistakes. Going from one end of the field to the other. Nearly doing it better than the boys.
Oh, yeah. Mate, they can go. Don't worry about that.
In fact, I will say they are.
As my sends it out the back. Yeah, it's probably one of the elements of the female game that I think has really improved, has just been like ball control, completing sets, back-to-back ends, up and down the field.
Yeah, really good.
And we're just seeing a lot of that really tough and sometimes often low-ish scoring games. And you might look at the scores at halftime or full-time and go, oh, yeah, maybe that game wasn't quite what it was hoped to be, but it's just because it's so tight and it's so tough. There's good physicality as well. We see it there, the girls, they don't mind mixing it up. They'll put shots on when required. Absolutely Neil, that one might have gone a little bit too much, a little bit more legs involved.
Yeah, fair enough, she reckons. That's all right. Don't mind that.
And again, then you just see Redlands, they just tap the ball and they just get on with it.
Yeah.
If it was the boys, on the other hand, they'd still be in bloody throwing handbags around and calling each other every name under the sun, as we saw after. You might not have seen it full time in the previous game. It was still going on out there as the boys were shaking hands, or hopefully shaking hands, but plenty of spice there between the Rebels and Redlands.
We have all been there, haven't we? We have all been there.
Here's Kimmy again, who opened them up last time. They come back towards her. She's got the hot hand at the moment. And Kim Susie, try assist last time, and she gave it to Chloe there, who was high five. This time rolls reverse. Kimmy gets across the stripe.
Yeah, it's a great little setup here. Get that middle up, and then they fake like they're going to run the rooster, run the 2-step out towards the short side link, and the C's parted again.
And this is a nice little lead. And now for the ladies in the green and red. Up by 3 here in the first half. Here's Chadburn. Forbes, they go away from her there. And on the outside, Nicola. She saw that one. Like we said, she had their jersey on last year. I might have remembered that play from the training sessions that she would have been a part of with the Southern Storm team.
Love a good little OZ. Ball on the out. It's a naughty little move, but Well, they go the away set this time. Subs come on the long way for the Redlands. Good tactic, this. I like it a lot. Keeps the ball on the far side. You don't have to do much. Get the legs on this side of the field.
And so they made 4 changes then, Redlands. And there was just the 2 players out on the field.
You wouldn't have known.
And those 2 players, though, continue to somehow make meters. It's like the rest of the other defending team they almost let them roll upfield, just get them across and try to snuff out a couple of meters while you can, get them isolated.
Absolutely.
But we always tend to see that away set just seems to work for teams.
It does.
9 times out of 10.
It's sneaky and it's unexpected because, you know, most teams these days will just flood the box and try and get as much pressure on their subset as they can. So you see a half pick up, they go back towards the middle. And that's the deceiving part about it. You go the other way, they're not going to expect that. You could have a 2-on-1 out there, you never know.
Here's Big Muir. Feeds it, Rousel. Switch around the back. Can't link up with Sykes. All right, let's see how Redlands come out of their end in this set. Nice little kick away. Rousel comes back to make the touch. That just stops the flow for Redlands. Stevens tries to get them going forward again. Susie, Tiglaken, what a combination these 2 ladies have. This time she goes over the top to Fields.
Very good setup again there in the middle. It just seemed to be finding Kim Susie really, really well and getting that isolated middle, just to be able to give her enough room to move. Storm holding him off really well.
Again, Neil just kicking away from defenders. Picking up very valuable meters for the Storm as Ward comes back in. They're trying to get Redlands to come forward. Ward again. Nothing right and nothing on the left as well.
It's a good set though. Very, very good set to be able to leave it on the 7. Try and jam this box as we were talking about before. Files with some really good meters down the wing, but they've got the right idea, the Storm.
Here's Tess Notley. Another recruit for Redlands this year. Caleb Maimai from half. Loops it over the top and steaming onto it with Charlotte Vandermeer. Redlands on fire tonight.
Absolutely. To come up against a team who hasn't been scored on and then has scored 4 in the first half is doing a really good job in their attack. And let's just see Maimai just picks up and lets the ball sing. And Winger does really, really well there just to be able to run or hold her line, get towards the ball. Redlands there on a roll at the moment.
4 tries to 0. There's under 4 minutes to go. Storm need a little something to take into the halftime break.
Good hold.
Here's Archer.
Ball.
Nice early release. And they come across to make the touch there on Natasha Day. Nice and deep from the restart. As Notley goes to Nicola. She decides to get it down. Maimai. It's down the sideline. They transition downfield. Really good here in the first half.
That is such a good latch.
And it was Sipple who picked that momentum up there for Redlands.
Run.
And just held coming back in. Johnston gives the ball back to the Storm as a loose ball from the tap. They hold on to it.
That latch was excellent. To get them to the middle of the field, their 5th and last was over the 10. Nearly the perfect subset. The only thing they could have done better was score.
Penalty here to Redlands. It looked like they were struggling just to try and get forward, and it sometimes just forces teams to try and throw the footy around and try and get themselves out of trouble. And a loose pass there is picked up from our on-field referee. Gives another really good look here to Redlands coming in towards the back end of the first half. Just over 2 to go. Johnston releases.
As Summer Pride plays it, Stevens has a look, sends it out to Vandermeer. One try to her name already here in the first half. Nice exchange of passing. Here is Pride. Comes back out, nicely picked off.
Another really good attacking set there from Redlands. They, kept throwing options at them, but, credit to Storm, they were able to hold them off really, really well. And the weapon power that they had on the field there to keep them away is a really good job.
Better start to the set here for the Southern Storm. It's Neil again trying and dancing away from Redlands' defence. Ward comes across. And on the back foot a little bit here in defence, Redlands. This is a good attacking set. Ward short ball and through the middle. They're going to say forward, which is really unfortunate for the Southern Storm because the lead up and the work they did to get down that end of the field, just the final pass.
It's perfect. Inch perfect. It looked good from up here. It looked very flat. They're starting to get things in the right pattern. The Storm, they're able to make that ground coming out of their box a lot easier now. Makes the transition into their 7 a whole lot easier.
Seymour has to go back to the mark, plays it shy of the halfway line. Sammy comes back towards her now. And they're looking for a repeat set. They'll get a penalty instead.
30 seconds to go to see if Redlands can get another one on the board. Be very good half so far from Redlands. See if they can get that lead out to 5.
Susie, Glacken again, Nicola. And those 3 have had a great combination here in the first half. This time Susie picks up, does come back towards Nicola. They play it within that 7-metre zone too close. Storm just have to push up a couple of steps to make that touch.
Absolutely. You get that a metre back and they're in real trouble. But very hard to know exactly where that is when the heat of the moment's happening.
What a first half performance from Redlands. They go into the break up by 4. Wow, pretty clinical.
Absolutely. For a team that's, as we said halfway through that half there, they haven't had a touchdown scored on them so far. And Redlands have put 4 on them in the first half. They're playing really good touch football at the moment, and hopefully the Storm can go with them in the second half.
Yeah, big second half performance needed from the Southern Storm. They're down by 4 at the moment going into the halftime break.
We're the Brisbane Metropolitan Touch Association, a touch football competition at Brisbane's best location. We're Australia's largest touch football operation and everyone can play, no discrimination. A legacy dating back to 1973. Who could have guessed what this club could be? Intro through to rep programs, 800 teams a year, major events and those who just come for a beer. We're players, we're coaches, we're administrators, we're volunteers, we're referees, we're coordinators. We range from 4 to 75 years of age and we play together on the same stage. BMTA Mustangs, we're one herd, the home of touch football. Haven't you heard? White Sill Reserve in the heart of Camp Hill, from the heat of summer through the winter chill. Beginner to advance, we are a community. You can play too. This is your opportunity. It's the fun, the fitness, the culture, the friends. 6 nights a week, touch never ends. It's the run, the step, the pass, the try. And it all stems from our why. People, place, performance is what we're about. BMTA is touch football, day in and day out.
We take you into the Southern Storm box. The head coach there, Dave Crace, passing on some instructions. It was just a good performance from Redlands. It's they didn't do too much wrong. It was just good footy, good attacking footy, which saw them go up by 4 at the break.
Well, that's the thing. They didn't do much wrong. There was just clean, good attacking footy, really good defensively. They but we only had one or two moments where they just slipped away from their structure a little bit too much. But they're doing a really, really good job at actually holding them to 0, but then going down the other end and putting on a clinical performance in the 7.
Jeez, we're seeing some good footy tonight. We saw a grand final replay in the men's earlier on. Grand final replay in the women's coming up next week. We'll see the Southern Storm on your screens again. They'll be taking on the UQ Rebels. Can they knock them off? They beat them in the rounds last year. I think they might have beat them twice in the rounds. If not, that might have been one of the draws that they had throughout the season there. So looking forward to that grand final replay next week. You'll see that at 7:20 local time. Here's Southern Storm taking on the UQ Rebels. That will be followed by UQ Rebels in the men's taking on the Gold Coast. First time we've seen the Gold Coast on the screens, or for me anyway, so far this year. Couple of top teams there. Looking forward to seeing how the Coast roll out.
Absolutely, that'll be a really good game, that that men's premier game. There's Gold Coast, a little bit of younger side this season, but they got some old heads in there that really know what they're doing, and they're doing really good things at the moment down there. And you don't get a harder team to verse than UQ at the moment. They're doing really well, as you saw in that previous game there with Redlands.
You can catch up with all the Metro Cup information and updates. Check them out on the BMTA Facebook page, Instagram and TikTok accounts as well. You can go back and watch all of the matches as well anytime on Brisbane Metro's YouTube page.
You run a TikTok account or what?
What is TikTok? I don't get it.
It's the noise the clock makes, isn't it?
Yeah. TikTok, these kids. What are they doing there?
Kesha sung about that, didn't she? Too?
Who?
Kesha? You don't tell me you don't know who she is. You're kidding.
TikTok on the clock.
That's
yeah,
the one.
Yeah, I'm still with it, man. Yeah, I'm still with it, kids.
Yeah, you're all over it. Somebody stop him.
We're so old that the kids now will be saying, "Who's Kesha?" All right.
Actually, yeah, that's the scary part. Yeah.
One of the greatest lyrical performers of all time. How's she doing these days?
Wouldn't know. Wouldn't know. It's not me.
Thoughts with you, Kesha.
Nickelback only.
Righto, Redlands up by 4. Jeez. Storm will be looking for big defensive stops here in the second half. They don't want to leak too many more points if they want to get themselves back into this game as Seymour rips it over the top. And on the fingertips there of Talia Rasmussen, tough one to reel in.
Yeah, that's the option. That's a good little sweeper play set up there. They actually had the numbers, but I think they probably forgot that it was only really 4th touch. They had 2 to go with them, so had there probably been a quote-unquote phase there, as you like to call it, they might have scored, but Storm coming in with some purpose into this line. They take off, they come back the long side, end up with the ball in the middle.
Yeah, good set for them, and we saw a couple of decent looks or good sets from them in the back end. One try where it was just the final pass going away from them, but they're transitioning downfield with a lot more purpose and a lot more flow, the Storm. So good to see positive signs there with their first touch of the footy here in the second half. And they're going to have to try and stop this running game from Redlands. And not a bad start for them. Pretty good place to start their set.
Absolutely.
First little win there for the Southern Storm.
That's plus 10 metres on where they've been starting both sets at the moment. So really good, again, to get out of their half. And their second touch, they're at halfway.
Yeah, Forbes did a good job to start their set. Picked up probably about 10 or so metres. And they're rolling down as Ward feeds it. They got them on the back foot here, Redlands. Coming back infield. Reed sends it back infield. Picks it up again. They finish another set on the try line of Redlands.
Spirited start to this second half. First 2 minutes have been really good so far for the Storm. They'll be able to go from one end to the other and force a mistake there. Really, really good job. They've got to send the ball. Let it sing. Run.
And Neville through the hands. Reed sends it across to Ward. Full set to work with here. There's Lily Neal. She might be the one to crack them open. They get the penalty. Moving forward there, Redlands. There's space to work with for Reed as they put the brakes on. Oh, again, they take that cleanly. It's just not falling in their hands at the moment. No. Neville, unfortunate, but they're creating opportunities.
That was it. That was the right move there. A little splitter setup play again, and they just had that gap in the middle, but just that finish, it's been there most of the game. Unfortunately, just wasn't able to go to hand.
Redlands a little clunky as they make changes. Big meters there from Nicola. Gets them straight back on the front foot. Susie comes back towards Glacken. And Kimmy picks up and goes again. Takes it to the defensive line. Nicola is touched. And Susie was touched before she could get the pass away.
Yeah, good defence there again. They'll get another 10 for throwing it away. They've been clinical on that this evening. Refs haven't missed one. But this is the set. If there was any set to get one on the board, this is the one.
They're a team that will play for the full 40 minutes, the Southern Storm, no matter what the score is against them. Remember matches last year where it actually looked like they were out and they just continue to compete, and they fight, and all of a sudden points start to flow. And they were getting back into matches and winning more than not.
Absolutely, big fighting spirit there.
Files plays it. Susie over the halfway line. And short. And
Good
nice
listening.
work.
Really good listening there.
It was Sipple. She's been good.
Run. Ball.
Oh. Off the fingertips, but the Southern Storm gets straight back onto the footy. They look to get going. Here with Meg Muir. Just gets it down on the mark. Just had to hold the footy up for a second there as the changes come onto the field. Here's Chadburn. Plays out the back. Forbes. Oh, is looking to cut back in.
Been some very good options at the moment for both teams. Yeah. Realistically, if this game started at 0, you wouldn't have known who's had the advantage coming into this second half.
And again, there's players being called off. So they're trying to show good intent here, the Storm, and they're just getting a step or two a little bit too short. Redlands with a full set following the offside penalty. Stevens comes back to Pride, who played on the 7-metre line. Bella Fields. Again, there was players being called offside. They just get back to the line to make the touch.
There's really good listening there as well. Just acknowledging that she was just short of a line, but kept moving back and made the touch. And really good defensive set there to keep Redlands out.
Here's Neil again.
Meter eater.
Now, the ball is rolling around in there. It has come off the boots of one of the Redlands players.
It's done that multiple times this evening.
I think pretty much every time she's had the ball
Probably.
has been able to skip away from at least the first defender. It's been a good game for Phil Lilly. And we go away from the sweeper, and it goes over the head.
Sit on it.
And the crowd, they love it there on the hill. All smiles. Well, it made it look a little bit harder than probably what it needed to be, but doesn't matter how you get there.
That little two-step off that link sweeper. Hey, mate, have you ever caught one with the back of your leg before? Because I haven't.
100%, you made it right. Just sits on it. Just get it down, man.
Yep.
What
Any way
about
you
that?
can.
Charlotte Richardson. Nice try.
It's not teachable, is it?
Now, I don't know if that's, that one's been worked up at the training field. If you ever get a chance to catch you with your hamstring and it's pinned back there, just sit on it.
Why not, right?
But a good work. It was a good little tick in the box there for the Storm. They haven't leaked any points so far here in the second half. First team to score.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, they've got one on the board now. They can shoot that duck as well, and they've been able to stop that set that is notoriously troublesome for a lot of teams at the moment. You know, you put a try on the board, you usually every now and then leak one in, but they're able to stop that, and they've been able to get a good roll forward here as well.
Coming to the last now. Muir. He can't get away from Susie. Seymour takes it up, gets a shot as well. She'll get straight back to her feet. Don't worry about that.
Absolutely.
Now Kayla Momoy sending players back into position. Fildes goes to Notley. And she politely gives it back to the Storm. And they're back on their way. Forbes, nice hands.
It's just a bad day to be that left winger with the sneak as well. Got it 2 touches and they're over halfway.
Here is Lily Neal. This takes an easy one forward this time. Now Elias coming into the last. Chadburn just stutters, comes back to Neal. Oh, nice ball
hands.
and good hands as well from Izzy Reed.
Plucked it. It's a good patch here for both teams. You know, for the last 9 minutes, they've just been going back and forth down the field. Compare that to the first half. Redlands might have been probably on 2-3-0 at the moment, but it's 1-0 the other way. And just seem to be getting a little bit more into the game now, the Storm.
It's been a good recovery as Nicola tries to link up with Johnston. We've got that they're in a bit of strife there in the first couple of touches. Notley was isolated and Lucky Folds was on her left shoulder, linked up with her, and then they just got straight back to footy after that and rolled themselves downfield.
So it's just business as usual, isn't it?
Speaking of business as usual, Storm down that sideline again. Rousel, nice inside ball. As Neville plays it on the last. Archer feeds it, nothing there for Ward. A little win back in field territory there for Redlands. And Nicola picks up big meters as Ward tries to pull out of the touch. Seymour grabs across field. Glacken to Susie. Nice clean play the ball. Ooh.
A late
Interested
whistle.
what called over the mark.
Okay.
Come on, Freshie.
Okay. Okay.
Let the kids play. Now Wood down the sideline.
Nearly dropped the shoulder in there too on the sideline, Freshie.
He's in the thick of it. Very experienced referee. One of the all-time great men. Brett Freshwater over there on the far sideline. Look at him just hawking on their substitutions. As Muir comes back to the mark. She'll get him going forward again, coming into the last. Sykes tries to squeeze in, hasn't had too many opportunities throughout the game.
Yeah, absolutely. Went 11 minutes into this second half, and just the brand of touch football that both teams are playing at the moment is really, really good. You know, Storm are being very competitive as we see a small mistake there coming out of the box for the Redlands, which gives a perfect opportunity for the Storm to go the other way.
Get another try here, and they're definitely back into it. And the second half has belonged to the Storm. Muir shows inside, decides to take him on. My is there.
They're just going to keep running here, I think. There's probably a minimal chance that they're going to get through that middle pairing for Redlands, and they probably just need to run a little bit wider.
Sykes looks to Muir, comes back, and did they have a little grab at it? Yes, they did. Repeat set, 8 to go. Storm searching for more points. As Forbes takes it to the line and sinks it across. Freshie says touch.
Great touch. That's the kind of plays they need to be running. They need to be moving the ball a little bit more. Oh, run again.
And they get it down, no half in place. Forbes has to get across. Muir through the hands. As Sykes gets Folds to come up out of the line. Forbes with a bit of space to work with down the left. Folds does a good job to get back across there to make the touch. Muir will now play it coming into the last. Sykes short ball. And they were onto it there. Redland Stevens up to make the touch.
Yeah, really good defensive set there from Redlands. They're just doing the little 1%ers when they're on their line to make things a little bit easier. That second mistake coming out of their half, that just seems to be a little bit of complacency being shown. If they let the ball sing to the right, they're 3-on-2 out there, but happy to hold it up in the middle.
Yeah, a few errors here in the second half from Redlands. Back-to-back sets as well. They've turned the footy back over to the Southern Storm. Plays down on the deck, Muir. Happy to throw around the footy at the moment. They come out to Forbes, who steps in and has a look. Sykes to Neil. Defence is pretty strong at the moment for Redlands. There's now short side. Sykes tries to catch him napping. They've got one more touch to come, and the Storm, they're going to concede.
Are they subbing on fourth touch then?
If it wasn't fourth, it was fifth. That's why I mentioned it looked like they were going to concede. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that sometimes. Even if it's fifth touch, I just think, man, he's still a chance. Yeah, you're still a chance, but you're no chance if you're playing 4-on-6.
There's your chance now. That's the third set that Redlands have made. Coming out of their line at the moment, they just haven't been able to get as clean this half. It gives a perfect opportunity for Storm to put one back on the line, which hasn't gone the right way. I'm on fire tonight, mate, I tell ya.
Yeah, it's been a good one. It's been a good one. Now these things happen, young buck.
They do. Speaking from experience there, aren't you?
Oh, mate, I couldn't tell you how many times I've dropped clangers.
On and off the mic.
Absolutely. Now my nice ball out in front. Completed set for Redlands. Penalty off the back of it, though.
That set was a lot better coming out of their line. Fatigue definitely starting to come into the game now with just under 5 minutes to go. Both teams just be looking to finish off that a little bit cleaner than each other to see if we can get a few more metres on that Storm side. They've been very good at that this evening. Need to get through the next 4.5 minutes.
Changes flowing on nicely. Neville plays it last. Ward takes off, comes back towards Neville, tries to get off the right foot. Files is there to make the touch. Notley will feed it to Mai. He punches through the middle on the first. Stevens back to Files. That familiar run with the ball in one hand. Nicola over the halfway line. Johnston picks up good metres. There was no half in place. They had to slow it up coming in towards the back end. The last touch of the set as they turn it over.
That roll coming out of their half was really, really good as well. Redlands have been on fire with that, apart from the maybe one or two little mistakes at the start of this half as Storm go the other direction.
Yeah, nice ball. Forbes could see some space down the sideline. Vandermeer coming across to make the touch. We know how quick she is. Another player, if I'm not mistaken, coming across from the Southern Storm team into Redlands this year.
I'd have to start asking you for some late mail soon. Good. Everyone's books, eh?
Oh, man, you know, people feed me information. And please continue to do that because I struggle to find it myself. Penalty here to Redlands. Hard contact. Glacken comes across field. 3 to go in this one. 3 tries in it still. Redlands having trouble with the scoreboard here in the second half. Is this the set where they do it? Susie will come back and play it on the 7-metre line.
And then sweep the other way.
It comes off the right foot. Nice touch there from Sykes in the middle.
Ask the question there. That was good.
Last touch of the set. Switch. Stevens out to Susie. They come up and make the touch.
Yeah, good again from the Storm. The defence has been a lot better this second half. Just been able to put the brakes on the Redlands advance as at the line. And as you can see, I don't think the scoreboard's reflective of what actually has happened in this second half. Storm, oh God, what great roll into their half. They go short side, and that's exactly where you want to leave the ball on fifth touch.
They're still fighting again till the end. Another good set of 6 there for the Southern Storm. What a tight contest it's been here in the second half. Susie feeds it. Stevens out of the hands. Can they chalk up one more? Minute and a half to go. Redlands following suit from where we saw the men's Premier team earlier on tonight. It's been a great start to the season for both the Redlands men's and women's Premier teams. Redlands and the men's undefeated. Second win for the girls tonight. They've had a draw as well, coming off the bye last week, so they'll be up towards the pointy end of the table and going into round 5 next week. Like we mentioned, we've got a grand final replay for round 5 to kickstart us. Storm taking on Rebels, Rebels taking on the Gold Coast. Wood gets herself in to half. Files will come up and make the touch there on Reed. Rousel, we've got Neville sweeping and looks to kick away, and they make the touch in the end. 30 seconds to go.
Yeah, good from the Redlands again. They just needed that last touch there just to be made nice and clean. They've done very well so far.
Here's Nicola, and a big diving touch there from Rousel. Sipper will play it. Johnston down for Summer Pride. Comes back in towards Johnston. Last touch of the set. Pride takes them off, and that will bring it to a close. Redlands getting the victory, 4 tries to 1, all set up with their first half performance.
Absolutely, a clinical first half performance from Redlands. You know, come out really quick, put 2 quick ones on them in the first half of the first half as well. So it really set up the back end of their game, and all they had to do was just hold on. But credit where credit's due to Storm. They stayed in it the whole way, and never not going to get a spirited performance out of them.
2 big wins for Redlands in tonight's matches as we take a look at the try scorers. And like we said, 4 tries in the first half. Kim Susi really leading from the front, and great performance as well from the whole team. They take the victory 4-1 in the end, fitting both Redlands teams getting the victory tonight on what was an emotional night here at Metro Cup here in Whites Hill. We hope you enjoyed the coverage. We look forward to seeing you again next week. Until then, it's bye for now.
We're the Brisbane Metropolitan Touch Association, a touch football competition at Brisbane's best location. We're Australia's largest touch football operation, and everyone can play, no discrimination. A legacy dating back to 1973. Who could have guessed what this club could be? Intro through to rep programs, 800 teams a year, major events, and those who just come for a beer. We're players, we're coaches, we're administrators, we're volunteers, we're referees, we're coordinators. We range from 4 to 75 years of age, and we play together on the same stage. BMTA Mustangs, we're one herd, the home of touch football. Haven't you heard? Whites Hill Reserve in the heart of Camp Hill, from the heat of summer through the winter chill. Beginner to advanced, we are a community. You can play too. This is your opportunity. It's the fun, the fitness, the culture, the friends. 6 nights a week, touch never ends. It's the run, the step, the pass, the try. And it all stems from our why. People, place, performance is what we're about. BMTA is touch football, day in and day out.